Braves and an easy 8-3 win. Yesterday, Atlanta got all the big hits, cruising in a 5-0 shutout. Today, they wrap up the season series, one pitcher making his 444th career start, another with just one.
It's a great day for baseball.
Well, the sprinkles have gone away. The Braves and the Nats are getting ready for the rubber game of this weekend series. A special day. The Nats honor Bobby Cox. In fact, the U.S. Navy Band just played a mini concert for Bobby. We put it on as only Washington, D.C. can. Bob Carpenter, welcome to the ballpark. And when you look at how teams in the National League East have played the Braves this year, the Nats have played Atlanta better and tougher than anybody else. 9 wins, 8 losses. Low batting averages for both ball clubs and low-scoring games for the most part. 3 times as many home runs, and the ERA's even better. And Atlanta has the third-best pitching staff in the National League, so that's really saying something. Ray Knight, as Ray joins us to talk about pitching today, and Levon was really, really good the last time he saw this Atlanta ball club.
He was 8 innings, only gave up 5 hits, 1 walk, exceptionally throwing his breaking ball and his fastball. He hit the home run, which was the second hit of the ball game, had doubled earlier, and he just had everything rolling. Made a couple of nice plays on the mound. But as he always does, when he's throwing to those small spots in the strike zone, using that big slow curve ball, it can be a tough day for anybody. And his last outing against the Braves was just that.
So Levon's history with the Braves has been interesting. He's thrown more games against Bobby Cox's team than any pitcher in baseball. The first 2 dozen didn't go real well, but the last 7 have been outstanding. 4-1 with a 2.68. That was a 6-0 win down in Atlanta, by the way. Now, for the Braves, a 24-year-old rookie, this kid didn't even sign until he was 22 out of a small school in Indiana, and Brandon Beachy had a pretty solid debut at Philadelphia last week.
He did. He went 4 innings, but just gave up 3 runs. He led the minor leagues in earned run average, combined AA and AAA, so don't know a lot about the kid, but they actually got him from over there at Disney World when he was participating in the Instructional League and got him right up there to make a start when Jurgens got hurt.
So they asked him at Disney World, what do you want to do? He said, I want to pitch for the Atlanta Braves, and here he is. So this is the deciding game. What does it mean to the Nats to beat a team like this in the season series?
Well, it just knows that they can match up against anybody, and some teams you're able to play really well, but we've played them really good down in Atlanta. We've dominated them here, and just sets that tone for the future, Bob, knowing that it doesn't matter how good these ball clubs are. If you go out and play your game, you can play with anybody.
There will be some speed and excitement at the top of the order today. Danny Espinosa will bat first with Morgan second. 4 hits, couple of homers, 4 RBIs on the homestand. Danny's first 21 Major League games yielding 6 homers, 15 RBIs, and Gold Glove. Young defense. Hager, established 1926. Your own great moment starts at Hager.com. And by AT&T, rethink possible. Fireworks are going off. The Nats are going on to the field. And it's time to play number 18 against the Braves. Final meeting between the two ball clubs this year. Michael Morris really slugging in his 2 seasons with the Nats, and Mike is also hitting .349 over the last month. Highest by a rookie since '75, Jason Hayward's on-base percentage, and that was a Rookie of the Year type guy in Fred Lynn. Levon, 3 runs or less, 7 consecutive times against the Braves. So his career numbers against the Braves won't blow you away, 7-16. But as we mentioned, recent success. He's out there for 32 starts now. And, Ray, I like his chances of going over 200 innings. He only needs 4 outs today to do that, and we know he will.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing that this man has done that 11 times in his 13 years. PNC Scouting Report shows you the keys to Livan Hernandez achieving success. Quality performer. 4 times with this ball club. He's gone 20 quality starts or more, and this year no exception. See you around, and glad that we are going to see him around. Signed that contract extension through 2011 season. Since last August when he signed, he's 12-16 with a 2.68 earned run average, Bob, and just needs one. You mentioned it, big buddy, with 199 innings. He leads that 1 1/3 inning to becoming the 10th time in his 13-year career with 200 innings or more.
Facing the Braves, 5th in the league in batting, 4th in runs. Omar Infante, more baseball than he's ever had during one season. He has 48 multi-hit games on the year. And that's in the top 9 in the league, hitting .329. You might notice that Nate McLouth is not in there today. Derek Lee is not in the lineup today. Livan Hernandez will be throwing some balls and strikes, called by Adrian Johnson, 3rd-year veteran. Andy Fletcher, Tim McClellan, the crew chief, and Mike Everett, the bases. First pitch on Livan time at 1:38 Eastern. It is cool downtown, 66 degrees. Or should I say down here in Southeast. Downtown's actually uptown from us. And that one's low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Omar Infante, to go with that batting average of .329, has an on-base percentage of .366. It's another bright, sunshiny day now as the clouds leave. And the conditions at game time now similar to what they were during the 2nd inning yesterday as we start a half hour later. Sun will be in and out behind the clouds. Mets are underway at Philly. Nothing to report there. The Phil's magic number is 2. And a little liner right off the end of the bat to Espinoza. Phillies need the Nats to beat the Braves, and they have to win their game to clinch. So you've seen Espinoza up the middle with Desmond, Gonzalez and Dunn at the corners, Pudge back behind the plate. Niger Morgan flanked by Bernardina and Morris. Ryan Zimmerman again not in the lineup. Next up, Jason Hayward, then Martin Prado. Nats have controlled Hayward pretty well in the series, 1 for 9. He's 3 for 8 career against Livan with a home run. And Sporting, as we mentioned a moment ago, one of the best on-base percentages ever for a rookie. He was at .400 when they came to town. He's at .396. So the Phillies and the Reds start this Sunday with magic numbers of 2 in the National League. And a danger count for a pitcher who doesn't throw hard. Hayward might have the green light here. Missed it. 4-pitch walk.
Threw in 2 curveballs and 2 changeups. 75-77, 81-81. Pretty tight zone. This ball, about a ball off the plate inside.
Here's Martin Prado, who has 57 multi-hit games on the year. Third in hits, fifth in doubles, sixth in runs. All over the National League stat sheet, having a career year, batting .306. Braves don't run much. Hayward has run 16 times this year, been caught 6 times. Atlanta, the third lowest stolen base team, just ahead of the Cubs and the Giants in the league. He is running on the first pitch. Perfect hit and run. Called by Bobby Cox. First and third, 1 out. They didn't wait for any kind of hitting count, did they?
Well, they figure after Levon throws 4 balls that there's a good chance he's going to come in there with a strike. He does. Middle of the plate. Prado just executing perfectly.
182 hits for Martin Prado. It kind of looks like Carlos Gonzalez of the Rockies will be the only hitter in the league to reach 200. He's at 193. Here's Brian McCann, good RBI man. Braves trying to jump on the Nats early. And an umpire with a tight strike zone, Ray, is not a good recipe for Levon Hernandez.
No, it is not. See these pitches here. That ball starts in the strike zone, moves out of the zone. A lot of movement today on all of his pitches there. He just misses again. That's only 78 miles an hour. 81 has been the hardest pitch that he's thrown this inning, other than the first pitch, which was 83 miles an hour. But boy, his ball's moving an awful lot early. I wonder, is the wind in his favor? Maybe sometimes blowing into the face of a pitcher down there, it causes that ball to move more.
He's not even close in that one. 3-0.
All fastballs. Doesn't look like he's loose yet, Bob. Normally he pops that ball in there, if you can call it pop, right, at 85, 86 early. So far just 83 on his first 3 fastballs.
And McCann was swinging on 3-0.
84, he pumped it up a little bit. So far he has thrown just 5 fastballs in the 13 pitches, 4 curveballs, 2 changeups, and 2 I wasn't able to identify.
That's a beautiful slow breaking ball.
64. That doesn't break the speed limit on the interstate.
Brian McCann has hit into 12 double plays this year.
Infield and double play depth.
And playing him to pull, but not rank pull, as Ray would call it.
Yeah, Espinosa 2 steps to the pull side.
He rips it, and there's a way to get a double play. Oh. Right into the glove of Adam Dunn. Horrible break for the Braves, great break for the Nats. And the top of the first ends that quickly. with this lineup. Danny Espinosa back in there. Now his slugging percentage is up there, leading the ball club in the month of September, even though he's batting just .224. Niger's in the 2-hole, Desmond third. A slumping Roger Bernardina now down to 6. Rodriguez and Gonzalez join him behind Dunn and Morris. And here's Brandon Beachy, signed out of Indiana Wesleyan University as a non-drafted free agent 2 years ago, July, and here he is in the big leagues.
And the PNC Bank Scouting Report is brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all. Second time a charm, 4.1 innings, 3 runs against Philadelphia. That's after leading the minor leagues with a 1.73 earned run average. He's a control freak. 5 strikeouts for every walk. 148 strikeouts, 28 walks in the minor leagues. AAA dominance. He was 5-1 with that 1.73 earned run average in 148 innings with 135 strikeouts. So the kid can throw strikes, must know how to pitch a little bit.
Well, if they had enough confidence to pitch him at Citizens Bank Park in a crucial game last Friday, he must be okay. Or pardon me, on Monday. Nats were there Friday, and the Braves followed the Nationals in. Espinosa this series 0 for 3 with a pair of walks Friday night.
Yeah, that's the day Jared Jurgens came up with, had actually been struggling with for a little while with his hip and his shoulder, and had missed some starts early in the year.
On the corner.
And also some knee problems, so he's got things up and down his body that's giving him trouble.
Prado on the grass just barely at third base, well off the line. And Espinosa flies it left side. Breeze is pushing it, and it'll get to the warning track uncatchable. Cabrera was well out toward left center. The wind is blowing in from right over top of the big scoreboard in right center today.
It puts that ball a good extra 15 feet.
And it is 20 degrees cooler than it was at this time yesterday, and 24 degrees cooler than it was Friday evening at game time.
It almost looked like Cabrera is just running along with that ball, but I guess he saw the wind pushing it so much that he had no chance. But it didn't look like he was actually sprinting after it, did it, Bob?
No. 2-2 to Espinosa. He's going to get punched out. Well, just as we remark how tight the strike zone is, seems to be a little wire for a guy who throws hard. And defensively, now the Braves do give a couple of guys days off today. Nate McLeod is 0 for 13, so Rick Ankiel replaces him in center. And Derek Lee gets a day off. Freddie Freeman, a rookie, is at first base. All the others, the usual Braves, although they do platoon Cabrera and Matt Diaz some in left field. So here's Niger Morgan, and Prado really plays in shadow now. Niger back in the lineup yesterday, doubled first time up, then he went 0 for 4. But he's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. So he was swinging the bat pretty well when he was served on the suspension.
Melky's right there, Bob. First time that we've seen someone play Niger as shallow as we thought they should play him, and they're playing him, only 20 feet from the line.
And in center field, Ankiel is probably 50 feet toward the left center gap.
I'm going to draw the line right through here. This is straightaway center, and he's here, so you can tell that he is playing like a right-handed hard pull. When I say the word rank, it just means you're playing a guy as strongly to pull as you possibly can. It's just a word that somewhere evolved in baseball and say, hey, we're just going to play him rank pull. That means if he's a left-handed hitter, the left fielder is 20 feet off the line, the center fielder is right center, the second baseman is way in the hole and usually deep. Just think of Adam Dunn when you think of rank pull.
Well, I wonder if an ex-military man did that, because they pull rank on you all the time. Here's Ian Desmond, 1 for 2 this weekend, but still hitting .324 over the last 2 months.
And the guy that seldom walked anybody in the minor leagues has walked someone in his second hitter.
In his debut against the Phillies, he struck out 1, walked 3 in those 4 1/3 innings. Only one of those 3 runs he gave up were earned. Morgan holding. Desmond, a bunt, and now a check swing. Quickly 0-2.
In research that I did on Beachy, he started 17 games in AA and AAA. And in those 17 games, there were 8 games that he didn't walk anyone. So that is very acute.
Not to mention rare.
Yeah, very rare.
Well, that's one of the things that got Drew Storen up the ladder quickly in the Nationals organization last summer. What do you walk? 9 guys the whole time, and you get people out, have good stuff, and play with control out there. You will advance. That's way upstairs.
You had on top of that he had a 173 run average. So the fact that he was throwing strikes and throwing to contact, they still weren't able to do anything with him. 4th in the organization in strikeouts with 148.
This could be a running pitch if it's a breaking ball. The count's 1-2, and often ahead in the count. Pitcher won't throw a fastball, and other opposing managers and the base runners try to figure that out. Sometimes 2 strikes is a good time to run. That's off speed, strikes out Desmond with Niger holding 2 outs. And the Nats at least do get Adam Dunn to the plate against a rookie right-hander here in the 1st inning.
Well, we found out he has a good curveball, and he goes to it 1-2, 12-6. Meaning straight over the top with his delivery, working on the clock from 12 o'clock straight down to 6. We used to call it a drop.
Dunn 3 for 8 in the series. All 3 of those, 2 homers and 5 RBIs. Friday night, walked in 1 plate appearance yesterday. So Adam checks in, hitting .265. 2nd behind Pujols with 37 home runs, and 5th in the league with 101 RBIs and a big shift.
Yeah, there's that ranked pool, and then the outfield is kind of playing the opposite way, pinching that left center field gap where he's hit those 2 home runs, 1 to left center, 1 almost straightaway center, and then 1 to left center in the bullpen. He's got the biggest gap out here in right center field.
One ball and 1 strike. Target is in. He didn't get it in that far, and Dunn was all over it. Straight back and went. Strike 2.
Yeah, he's playing with disaster there. He's right on that pitch. Timing wise and barrel.
We talked about this before. 1st inning, with a guy like Dunn batting, Niger might be in scoring position right now.
McCann really cheating to the outside part of the plate last time. Changes it, goes back to the inside. So he changed his mind. Someone changed their mind, because the setup on the pitch prior, before Beachy threw the first, was just way overplaying the outside part. Now that's a breaking ball there. 2.
Niger started stopped, and it's ball 2. Not that good.
Not too spiffy.
He's also made 13 errors, so Brian's been known to skip some throws into center field. And a 2-2 to Dunn. Way outside.
Well, he'll score on a double here. Hayward took 2 steps back when the count got to 3-2, so he's out there 15 feet short of the warning track. Anything over his head is going to be out of the ballpark anyway.
Payoff pitch. It's upstairs, and Michael Morse will bat with 2 on. No contact inning so far. 2 Ks, 2 walks. Michael Morse in this series has walked a couple of times. Hard to do. He's only walked 21 times all year, and he's 1 for 7. This would be a wonderful time to get him up around that 40 RBI mark. He's sitting at 38.
It seems like he's driven in a lot more runs than 38, doesn't it?
Sure does. Well, the timing of his RBI seems to always be good. By the way, they're doing some serious scoreboard watching in Philadelphia today, keeping an eye on this game because their last chance for a clincher at home is for the Phillies to win and for the Nats to win.
And thus far, with every hitter, Bobby has chosen to give the pull side of the outfield the most room. We know that Michael Morse hits the ball extremely well to right center field, but they've got that gap plugged in here. It's just there, and this gap over here is all the way there. So you're just seeing almost twice as much real estate in left center field. So that tells me that they want to throw him fastballs away, which is not really where you need to pitch him. We know he'll kill that pitch out there.
Yeah.
And that just goes by the old adage, you pitch him away and play him away. They're playing him away in the outfield. So you would think that the pitcher's not going to throw very many breaking balls. Shortstop and third baseman just straight away on the infield side.
Long inning for the rookie. 23 pitches already, and only 13 of them strikes. Michael has to swing if it's close. Don't want to waste an early game opportunity like this. And he hits it hard. It is off the glove of Infante. Niger Morgan scores. Nationals lead 1-0. There's RBI number 39.
Well, he does go with the breaking ball. He throws it in a very good spot, but we know that Michael Morse can cover that area, and he hits the ball extremely hard. Infante dives, gets a piece of it, does what he's taught to do, try to knock the ball down, but the ball's hit too sharply.
Here's Bernardino with 2 outs.
Nice at bat.
Fastball away.
That is 3-2 counts already with Beachy. 2 walks and then the base hit on the 3-2 count.
And Roger swings at ball 2. It'll be 1-1 for Bernardino, hitting 189 over his last 22 games. Couple of hits in this series with an RBI, 2 for 9. So Beachy throws the same pitch. This time he lays off. Mets have an early run at Philadelphia. Nats have an early run here. That bounces, and that'll move the runners ahead. Ball goes out of play. Wild pitch. Dunn to third. Morse to second.
Throws another breaking ball. That thing kicks back 8 or 10 inches. McCann scoots to the right. Ball bounces to the left.
And a 3-1 to Bernardino. He'll pull it right side for Freddie Freeman. And the Braves are out of the inning. But the Nats with only 1 hit, driving the run with that hit, Michael Morse. It's 1-0 Washington. Twins the year before that. Last time he pitched 200 for the Diamondbacks in 07. He joins amazing company. Most seasons with 30-plus starts, 13 of them, 200-plus innings, 10 of them joining some of the great pitchers ever in this game. And that's just the list since 1980.
Yeah, Hall of Famer, eventually. Should be Hall of Famer. Should be Hall of Famer if he can get through all that mess. Jamie Moyer got a shot. Randy Johnson, for sure. He's on a lot of those lists that have those big-time, top decade pitchers, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've noticed that on his starts, 30 starts or more for 13 seasons. There's his career, 443 starts. Just 3 games over 500.
0-2 to rookie Freddie Freeman. Swing back fastball, sits him down. And Levon gets his first strikeout.
Boy, he has great movement today. And that's just 82. And that is just a little bit more than a BP-type fastball. And it starts right there on the inside corner. And that ball swings back, looks like 2 feet according to our pitch track. I mean, that's a lot of swing back now. And he's dropping down a little bit more to get some of that, more of that sideways action, Bob, coming from high 3/4 where he normally pitches to down around low 3/4 to almost sidearm, almost slinging that ball on occasion.
Here's Alex Gonzalez, homered here yesterday. And at the age of 33, becoming a power-hitting shortstop. Desmond charges it well. He's told us before he wants to charge that ball, get it on the short hop, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, he's gotten so much better at that because early in the year, my contention was he waited for too many balls. Now, this ball you have to charge because that first bounce is so high that you know that next hop is going to be a shallow one or a short one. Gets there, gathers himself, a nice, easy play. Just makes it so much easier to come get that ball because every step that you take forward is eliminating 8 feet for the runner. So you get that ball in charge with 3 or 4 steps, you're knocking off about 24 to 30 feet for a base runner.
That ball drilled to center. Off the bat of Melky Cabrera, Niger Morgan there, and suddenly a very quick top of the second for Levon. He'll bat third. Through the gates, receive the team poster early bird schedule. Make sure to visit nationals.com/tickets, 888-632-NATS for your tickets to Monday night's game. You'll also see some serious pitching in that series. John Lennon and Roy Halladay tomorrow. Jason Marquis, Roy Oswalt Tuesday. Ross Detweiler, Joe Blanton Wednesday. Long first inning for Brandon Beachy. 29 pitches, 13 strikes. He faces Pudge Rodriguez. Now, you might have remembered I mentioned something Friday night that Pudge had done something in that game that was very rare indeed. Well, we got sidetracked when Willie Harris hit an inside the park homer right before his 4th plate appearance. In that game Friday, Pudge walked twice for the first time since April 10th at Citi Field. He's only walked 15 times all year. So that would be 15 walks in 385 official at-bats.
The most he ever walked, Bob, in 511 bats was 55 back in 2003 with Florida.
Yeah, so if you take that 502 and divide it by 20-some years, not very often.
487 lifetime walks, 1,380 lifetime strikeouts.
Coming into this year. Yeah.
Coming into this year, yeah. Did you know he had stolen 125 bases?
Yeah, he was
coming into this year.
He was a very good base runner. Still is a good base runner, just not as fast. You do tens of thousands of deep knee bends for 8 months a year for 20 years and see how fast you are. When you,
I didn't have to do them, and I'll walk backwards.
I don't think any of us. The pounding this body has taken has been remarkable with the shape he's in. Did he go? No, says Andy Fletcher. And the count's full, 3-2.
He came into this season hitting 299 lifetime. And if you want to have some clue as to how difficult it is to hit 300 over the course of your career, he's hit 300 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
Oh my gosh, he walked again, Ray.
My goodness, what's going on there?
3 times in the last 2 games.
10 times, 3 times over 330.
Wow.
Once 347, 303, 300, 313, 321, 332, 347, 308, 314. That's 10 years of hitting 300 back-to-back from 95 to 2005.
Well, they had some great hitting ball clubs in Texas. And the Rangers clinched yesterday their first postseason since '99. There's Alberto Gonzalez, who's had a good series. 3 hits, 8 at-bats. A couple of infield hits yesterday. But he's hitting 300 in this ballpark. He thought that was a breaking ball, and the thing dove straight inside on him. 0-2.
Yeah, God, that was just a running fastball. Committed a little early for that thing, didn't he?
Out to right center. And the Nats have 2 men aboard for Livan Hernandez. Alberto 4 for 9 in the series now. Call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free. 877-241-LUNA. Livan doubled and homered the last time he faced the Braves, so that was his 37th double. And only Rick Rhoden and Bob Forsch since the mid-70s have more. And by the way, Jason Marquis on that list. Marquis has 28 doubles. He's in the top 10. But all the Nats want, all they want is about a 20 or 30-foot bunt right here. But here's the blast into the left.
Hang and break a ball inside. Line drive laser right there in the second row. Interesting thing for those of you that may not have listened to that telecast. Levo told me prior to the game, which is unusual to talk to a pitcher, but he came up to me, and Bob, you know, he said, I'm going to get this guy. And it was Jurgens.
It was Jurgens.
He says, I've got one for this guy. Now, I didn't ask him what he was going to get, but he hit a double, his first at bat over McLeod's head.
And that drove in a run. So Levon got his career RBI total up to 78. He finally made it to double figures with that 10th home run. But again, all we want is a bunt right here.
Yeah, you need to bunt this ball to the third baseman, down the line, and then there's no way that they can make a play on you. Tendency is to bunt the ball to first base. If the first baseman is aggressive, they can throw you out at third, but Prado is actually playing way in at third, so they're leaving third base unoccupied.
Yeah, they're not pulling the wheel play where the shortstop would run to third on a sure bunt that way.
And your normal play is where the third baseman actually just has third base line coverage, and the pitcher has everything to the right of the mound, and the first baseman takes everything else. But Prado is actually charging on the bunt.
And Levon, no signs of squaring around there. You know, he's a good enough hitter where a manager, if he wants to roll the dice a bit, can take off the bunt with 2 strikes.
Well, last time that happened, I said something about it because I think the pitcher should still be bunting, and Jim told me that Jordan Zimmerman had missed the sign. I think he probably missed that one too.
No, that's not good. Levon did bunt. That's a strikeout. Third of the game for Beachy. And it'll be up to Espinosa to reignite this inning. By the way, that game in Philadelphia, the Mets got that run in the top of the second on David Wright's 26th homer of the year.
It changes the whole complexion of the inning when a pitcher doesn't do his job right there, Bob. And seldom have we seen Levo not get the job done in that bunting situation. He didn't feel good about something. That ball somehow, he wasn't picking it up out of Beachy's hand.
Breaking ball inside to Danny. Espinosa struck out looking first time. 22 Ks and 6 walks on his hitting ledger. Adrian Johnson giving him that outside corner, and the count's 1-1.
Well, he's seen a steady diet of those pitches on the outside part of the plate. They've tried to go there with him. Seemingly, every staff has. Again out there.
Two on, 1 out. And Brian McCann asking for time to go talk to his pitcher. There's a wily veteran catcher out there at second base staring in at those signs. They want to make sure they've got the sequence right. Pudge walked to lead off the inning. Gonzalez pushed him to second with a base hit. Yeah, it's a good take on a breaking ball down and in, 2-2. Nats lead 1-0 on a Michael Morris RBI. McCann's had an issue with his breaking balls
because he keeps bouncing them right there on top of the plate. Out in front of him a little bit more than normal. They normally bounce those balls kind of deep and don't have much of a chance to have that much of a variance.
Espinosa with a base hit. Here comes Pudge. Headless dash holds him. Good call. Cabrera already had the ball as Pudge rounded third base. And the sacks are loaded with 1 out for Nyjer Morgan. So the Nationals putting lots of pressure on the rookie pitcher and the Braves here.
Well, that's a nice stroke. He finally went away, and that ball was a good 4 or 5 inches off the plate. So he had to be looking away, gave himself more bat extension. and was able to cover that pitch.
Niger walked and scored first time. Well, the Braves are at double play depth except for Prado, the third baseman. But it presents a problem because if he doesn't hit the ball sharply right at somebody, hard to double him up. And of course the base runners have to be careful to stay home on infield line drives here with one out.
And the speed of Espinosa is a factor here, as Freeman's backing off of him, so he can get a good jump on a ground ball and put some serious pressure on the man that's covering second. But you just hit a ground ball up the middle and you'd have an RBI most probably with Niger's speed and the combination of Espinosa's lead and his speed. It's very difficult to catch that ball cleanly at second base and be able to turn it with the oncoming Espinosa sliding hard as he does.
Morgan, little flare, left center. The ball's on the ground. A run scores 2-0 Washington. Niger Morgan, RBI number 24, and the leadoff walk comes back to hurt the Braves.
This is the kind of hits I'd like for Niger to get. A breaking ball, but it's hanging, and he stays with it. Bobby mentioned the elevation of a breaking ball allows the hitter to get the ball in the air. Niger didn't get a lot of it, but got enough of it. And that's the kind of hitter I would like for him to become. Hit everything the opposite way, choke up a little bit, get bits and pieces of the ball, use his speed as a major part of his offensive weapon.
Roger McDowell to the mound. So in this inning already, 5 hitters for the Nats, only 1 retired, and that was Levon trying to bunt. And a chance, obviously, for a big crooked number here in the bottom of the second. Rookie pitcher on the mound. They're going to get the pen moving early. Mike Dunn, the lefty. Christian Martinez, the right-hander.
Well, they have to play all these games like they're the last game of a World Series. They really do. Because with 2 teams, San Francisco, San Diego right there, Colorado inching closer and closer, and virtually a 3-way tie there for that wild card, with San Francisco and San Diego, half a game apart, and the Braves tied with the Giants. So every game is a do or die World Series type. Can't let this guy give up 4 runs, 5 runs in the first early going of the game.
Braves killer this year, Ian Desmond at the plate, ball 1. And he takes it alone inside, 2-0. And the reason they're warming the left-hander, Mike Dunn, is because of the other guy named Dunn on deck. If he loses this batter without getting an out, he might be done.
He's done. And you just cannot afford to let this game get blown open.
Desmond into the corner, scorching it foul.
And there's a heck of a shot that's about to happen right now. 2-1 count. Ian Desmond hitting. Kinetic. Talking about a fat-looking pitch. I mean, that ball is center cut. Desi, little aggressive, pulling that thing foul, but just a fraction as he jolted that ball in that left field corner.
2 balls, 1 strike. Desmond hits it shallow. Right center. The runner's Gonzalez. He's a good base runner. That's a good throw, and he is out. Looked like he never got his hand to home plate. Rick Ankiel is a former pitcher with a tremendous throwing arm. The Nationals tested him, and it's an inning-ending double play. And Desmond got jammed by that ball.
Swung at a bad ball, Bob. I mean, that ball is way inside, 3-1. Everything's in his favor. And here, you got to go in feet first. You go in feet first. That way you can knock the ball out of his hand. Going in head first at home plate is the most dangerous thing in the world to do. And the catcher just reaches back and knocks his hand off the plate.
Little tapper by Ankiel, who just made that throw. Levon guns him out. Top of the third underway.
One more look at the play. Ankiel, great throwing arm, and he throws this thing right down the middle of the plate, and he's out easy. He never even gets there. But if you're coming in there barreling with your feet first, you can actually kick that ball right out of that glove if the timing is right. And that catcher's not going to be so proud to be sitting in there with his arms and his hand exposed.
Here's Brandon Beachy, who remains in the ball game. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts as a big league hitter. And a chopper. Levon can't get it. And it looked like Espinosa might have let it go thinking Desmond was going to get it, and then they both missed it.
No man's land.
I don't know if Ian called him off the ball. Looked like Espinosa that was the first to get there.
There's just some places on this diamond that you just have a tough time feeling it. And
yeah, Espinosa let it go.
I do think that Desmond probably called him off right there, which he probably should not have done. I think Danny's got an easier play on that ball. Either way, it's a very difficult play. And he tried to make it barehanded, didn't make it. But that's a tough play. Has to go as a base hit.
Here's Omar Infante. Beachy gets his first big league hit. Top of the third here, 2-0 Nationals. Ray, I know you did some coaching of third base and managing. In a situation like that, on a shallow fly balls, does the on-deck hitter influence your thinking as well?
It sure should. It sure should, especially if it's a tweener. If you've got an average runner on third, which Gonzalez is, and a above average arm with accuracy in center field, you know, you want to make sure that the runner can score. And I always like to think that he can get there standing up. When you have your 4-hole hitter there, you just don't want to run into an out with the bases loaded. And but again, Listash knows the speed of the runner. He knows the outfielder's arm better than I do. But it certainly does come into play.
Right side, Espinosa, Desmond, safe at first. Infante getting down the line very well, but the Nats turned it beautifully.
This kid is a keeper. Look how he does that, turns inside out, gives you that long throw firm. And for a kid that hasn't played much second base, he can't do it any better than that. That's exactly the way you're taught. Kick that left foot out, turn your body, rotate it around your hips, get that arm free, make sure the second baseman can see the ball clearly. I mean, the shortstop. He is so fundamentally sound out there, Bob.
One and 0 to Hayward, walked his first time up. Target in. Levon misses with a breaking ball. And he threw him another breaking ball, this one in on his hands.
Yeah, that was a little slider. That was that little flat slider that he throws about 5 times a game. And that's what got him, that little 4 or 5 inch movement that moved toward his hands. Almost like a cutter, you know. You generally don't throw cutters 82, though.
No. Hayward pops it up.
Slow.
It is playable. Pudge grabs the foul ball. Top of the third is over. Adam Dunn was on deck during that 8-2 double play ending the second. He's had a big series. Adam has been on base 5 times this weekend. 2 long home runs.
bit of pictures right here to support what Bob just said. Runner on second base hit. Niger scores after he had walked, and then Niger with runners on, curveball, base hit. So he's been involved in all the national scoring today. Driving in Ivan.
Just watching that replay, wondering if Omar Infante was shielded off that ball a little bit by Tim McClellan, the second base umpire. It went right by his leg. Nats are happy it happened if that's the way it was. And here's Dunn, who walked first time up. So Adam in this series, 3 for 8, 2 walks, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Fastball away, he couldn't get there. Asking Adrian Johnson if it would have been a called strike. Adam, 75 extra base hits on the year. Carlos Gonzalez, 76. Albert Pujols, 80. Pardon me, Pujols, 81. He hit a homer today. 1-2. And a check swing. Pujols hit his 42nd of the year today. At Chicago, leads the National League. Dunn 37, Joey Votto 36. And a fastball right by him. Well, you hope Beachy's not gathering himself here. 4 strikeouts on the day. Ask about the Nats at MASNsports.com. Will Niger be in the opening day center field position? Thank you, Josh, from Falls Church.
Well, I don't think they're going to just give Niger the job, but he'd have to play himself out of that position. He's done enough good things for this team. He certainly ignites the ball club when he's playing well offensively. He's gotten more consistent, but you look at the outfield with Bernardina, who's, I believe, won a job. Michael Morris, they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with him, and I believe he, too, has won a job. It all depends, too, on what Adam Dunn does. Josh Willingham has to be in the mix out there unless they decide to move Morris or Willingham to first base, but I would have to think going into spring training, he would be the man penciled in out there. But as General Manager Mike Rizzo said the other night, there is nothing written in stone in this ball club.
Well, Josh Willingham's coming back, and, you know, if you count Bernardina and Morse and Niger, that's 4 guys for 3 spots. And Bernardina can play center field. September and spring training could decide that. And now Michael Morse strikes out, and suddenly Brandon Beachy has fanned 2 Nats in a row, getting a lift from that 8-2 double play last inning.
He just goes with a fastball away and threads the needle out there right on the corner. It's that perfect pitch, can't hit it. It's hard to swing at it. Ideally, yes, because you would want him leading off. If he can get that on-base percentage up to 360 or so, and he covers the outfield. Well, he's played very well in the outfield since about mid-May.
And Ray, how many true leadoff guys are there around baseball?
Oh, there's not.
I mean, who do you go out and get? Nobody wants to give up those kind of guys.
No.
if you're looking at Roger Bernardina, his on-base percentage is .312. Niger's is higher than that.
And Niger loves to play. You know, last night that guy almost hit him in the neck. And the next thing he does, he throws a fastball. Niger swings at that thing just like he wasn't phased.
Bernardina trying to pull an outside pitch, and the Nats are gone in order in the third. Good hitters coming up for the Braves in a 2-0 game. Association for IT Pros. Here's Debbie with our FCS sideline report.
Livan Hernandez first met Ian Desmond back in 2005, and Ian told me today he has learned a lot from the veteran pitcher.
He's kind of got that attitude that I strive for, being kind of carefree, have fun out there, and just enjoy the game, as it comes. And that's what he does. He deals with the situation as it comes, and I think that's really in baseball what you have to do. You can't really look to the future too much. Just kind of got to deal with it now.
Livan actually has a picture of Ian hanging in his locker, and he told me, too, that he feels that Ian is a player who's hungry and only going to get better with experience. And, of course, his advice can't hurt either, Bob.
Well said, Debbie. And well put by Livan and Ian. Top of the fourth inning, Prado, the third baseman, hit and run base hit first time. The Braves had runners at first and third, one out. Brian McCann lined a double play ball right into Adam Dunn's glove. Livan got a jolt from that. He's been pretty good since. And he has one of the best hitters in the league, 1 and 2 here, leading off the fourth. Time given. Mets have scored again. Fourth inning at Philly, leading 2-0. Nats lead 2-0 over the Braves. Prado will hack one, slicing for the seats in the corner. You talk about a tomahawk chop on that swing. Look at this thing.
Well, he likes the ball up, so when he sees it up there, his eyes light up. Not that high.
And then Livan goes breaking ball, low and away. Counts even 2-2. One of the problems the Braves have had this year, winning on the road. They're 10 under. They still own baseball's best record at home. That's another breaking ball. Prado not looking for that. He's gone. And Livan Hernandez has 2 strikeouts, both called.
He throws him the fastball up in his eyes, and then he comes back and drops down with that little 3/4, almost like he's just trying to fit this into something very small, and he does, the pocket of that mitt.
Well said. There's McCann.
There are times when it really looks like he's just throwing a dart in there, doesn't it? You know, not a tremendous amount of arm action, just almost just feathering that thing in there.
McCann on an off-speed pitch, a little late for it, out of play, 1-2. Good success, really hit the ball hard first time. Luckily for the Nats, Adam Dunn was holding the runner right at him for a double play. Been the best offensive catcher in baseball the last few years. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brian McCann, still 26 years of age, 5 full years in the big leagues already. And since 06, leads major league catchers in doubles, homers, RBIs, extra base hits, and game-winning RBIs, which is not an official stat anymore. But coming into this season, he had 52, and of course he got one in the All-Star game. So he's aboard here in the 4th, and we're talking about one of the best hitting catchers in recent memory. This portion of our ball game brought to you by Bank of America. Comfortable day at the ballpark. 66 degrees at game time. Sun's only been a factor a couple of times here early. And here's Freddie Freeman, the first baseman. I chatted with Mike McGowan in the clubhouse this morning, the Nationals assistant trainer. And Ray, he showed me the flip down sunglasses that are still available to players if they want to use them. Mike told me the problem with the flip downs these days is they evidently don't make them as dark as they used to. For some reason, that ball is slicing and unreachable for Bernardina. Mike handed me a pair of the flip downs and then a pair of the Oakleys, which we call the designer glasses, and they were just about the same darkness. And he went to Mike Wallace, and I think Mike said that the old-time glasses used to be called Tiger Eyes, and they evidently were darker than the ones available now. So the Nats are trying to get the darkest glasses available, but evidently that's it.
Yeah, I was sure of that. I just, I don't know why. I know that when I last coached in 04, the Reds still had about 10 pair of the old glasses, but guys didn't want to use them. So I didn't know if there was any down there or not, but nonetheless, you got to play with what you have, and if they're not producing them anymore, there's not much you can do about it.
Evidently not. And some guys wear them on top of the visor when the sun's out. 2 balls and 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. He'll bounce it. Done. Nicely done. And the throw hits the runner. Bernardina throws to third. And by doing that, Roger just gave the hitter second base. So Adam Dunn will get a throwing error. And the Braves have second and third with 1 out as Brian McCann got drilled.
Well, what you have to do, you have to clear yourself from the runner. You've got to come inside far enough, and you've got plenty of time. You're not thinking double play there. Adam only takes a half a step and throws right through the runner. You've got to go ahead and run hard inside, 2 or 3 steps, clear yourself, and then make the throw. You know, you can't just throw from that angle because the runner's going to always be veering toward the bag. And it is simple to just clear yourself a couple steps and make that throw.
So Adam Dunn with his 13th error of the year.
Well, look how little he moved. I mean, he's right there. He's just throwing right through him. You know, I mean, there's just, Desi needs to set a target on the inside, first of all. Set the target on the inside and put his glove facing toward the mound. Adam then takes a couple of steps to get out of that line and throw the ball right there. It's a relatively easy play.
And on the appeal, no swing by Gonzalez. So that's a fielder's choice for the hitter Freeman. E3, sending McCann from first to third. So the tying run's at second base now. And Gonzalez foul tips it. Dangerous hitter if you make a mistake. He hit a 3-run homer in the 6th inning yesterday.
This last pitch is a high fastball. 84.
Nips it all the way in. 2-2. That is close.
Yeah.
Body English by the umpire. I thought he was getting ready to stand up and punch him out.
Check this one out. Fastball down. How close is it?
Wow.
That nicked that line. You got to call him out on that.
3-2 with one out on the kinetic pitch track. And an all-speed pitch will get the pop-up. Fighting the sun, Espinosa.
Using that glove.
Yep. The gloves are just as dark as they used to be.
Yes, they are. You just try to cover the sun with the glove and peer out the side of the glove, turning your body at an angle. High breaking ball, staying up there, but the speed of that thing. See his glove covering his eyes? And then he looks off to the side as he cleans it. As he clears it, excuse me.
All right, here's Melky Cabrera. And for the Braves, one of his biggest at-bats of the year. Phillies are down 4-0. But they're thinking about the wild card race. They've got to put pressure on San Diego and San Francisco, who play later today. They will do that? No. It'll be Bernardina. How about that for scouting? That's why you have great advanced scouts and pitchers who can execute game plans. A hot shot becomes an easy out. It's only September, not December. And here comes the Grinch who stole Teddy. Look at that tackle. Wow, I wonder if Mike Shanahan knows this guy. Bang. Tall Tom feeling it. It's his 25th of the year. George and Abe both have 29. Teddy shut out again. Rodriguez, Gonzalez, Hernandez, bottom of the fourth. Well, hats off to Livan Hernandez. Pitches around the error. And gets 2 big outs to keep this a 2-0 game. Nats have out hit the Braves 4-3, leading 2-0. They've been given 3 walks already, but Beachy's retired 4 in a row, and he shows Pudge a breaking ball away, 1-2.
He's settled down with a good curveball, a fastball, occasional changeup. Fastball has been about 92, 93 consistently.
Wow, no contest on the pitch count. Livan, 56 pitches in 4 innings. And Beachy will most probably be up in the 80 range or higher by the end of the 4th.
Still just 11, right at 11 pitches for, actually 13, 14 pitches for our man.
Nationals are trying to win their 40th home game of the year. Much better team at home this year than last. Nationals won only 33 games on this field last year. And Rodriguez hits it solidly, but slicing out of play right field side. The Nationals, with 3 road games left, have 1 more than all of last year on the winning side. So there they are, 39-38. Best record since 07. And the Nats were over 500 their first 2 years. In fact, in 05, we thought they were going to go way further than that. Upstairs, 3-2. He wouldn't walk again, would he? Threw a hard fastball inside corner to strike him out. 6 for Beachy. Tuesday is T-shirt Tuesday, but it's a long sleeve T-shirt. Things are a little cooler around here. First 10,000 fans in the ballpark for the Nats and the Phils get a Ryan Zimmerman Mr. Walk-Off, and the walk is with a curly W. It's a long T-shirt. Visit nationals.com/tickets. 888-632-NATS. Half swing by Gonzalez. Freeman to Beachy, 2 outs. That'll bring up Livan Hernandez. Livan struck out trying to bunt 2 runners ahead in the second. That turned out to be pretty big because the runner he didn't bunt the second, Alberto Gonzalez, was eventually thrown out at home.
Yes, sir.
There were 2 base hits in between that bunt and the end of the inning. So the failure to lay down the bunt cost the Nationals at least 1 run.
Well, it can cost a starting pitcher 3 or 4 wins a year by not getting those runners over.
Levon is gone. 7 Ks for Beachy, 2-0 Nats after 4. Baseball cards on display. I will trade you a Ted Williams, folks, if you have a Ray night. Park on a Sunday afternoon, late September. Our final Sunday game of the year, and Levon is having a nice Sunday indeed.
He sure is. That run-back fastball for strikes, the slider that he's been able to throw to get people out, and then the fastball away, defense playing in the right spot. Bernardina running the ball down. A little love for Cabrera and Hernandez.
And Melky not too happy about it.
No.
That ball is hammered by Rick Ankiel. He's cost the Nats a run with a throw, and he's got the Braves a run with a home run. His second with Atlanta, and his 6th of the year.
Fastball down and away, trying to go there. A little too much of the plate as it clips about the outside third. Ankiel, deadly low ball hitter. Pull hitter pulling the ball on the outside third of the plate to right center field.
55 career home runs for Ankiel. That ball was smoked. Here's the pitcher, Beachy, and the Braves are, well, halfway back. The Nats had some early opportunities, didn't capitalize on them, or at least some of them, and now it's a tight ball game. Meanwhile, the Mets are laying it on Cole Hamels and the Phillies, leading 5-0 in the 5th.
And that home run came on, as I did a little bit of math earlier, Levo's 2,940th pitch of the season.
Wow.
Yes, sir. That's a lot of pitches, isn't it?
So he'll be right at 3,000 by the time he's done today, huh?
Yeah. Plus 100 every time he goes out there to warm up. That's another 3,000. And then all those pitches in spring training.
He joined the team late. I remember you and I did his first game when he pitched against the Yankees in Tampa. I think he gave the Nats 6 really good innings that night. And that was toward the end of spring training. So here at 3 o'clock, nearly 6 months later, he's making his 32nd start of the year. And he goes slow to strike out the pitcher, Beachy. Levon's third K of the day. Let's have a look at our league leaders. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown races. Action-packed table games, red-hot slots await in West Virginia. Most seasons with 200-plus innings pitched among active pitchers. And Levon's right there with Andy Pettit and Jamie Moyer now. Well done. Here's Omar Infante. Little liner to Espinoza in the first. And a 4-6 fielder's choice ground ball. So he's hit the ball to the second base side both times. Not trying to pull Levon. He goes out that way again. Niger stalks it and makes the grab coming in. 2 outs. Niger comes in on a ball as well as any outfielder in this league.
Well, he can cover some ground. He can flat out fly. You know, he has not had any trouble with the outfield since, I guess, going back to about mid to late May.
Is that about the time of that crazy play when he thought the ball had left the ballpark?
Yeah.
Slammed his glove down, and
that's right.
Josh Willingham saved the day?
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes something like that to make you realize it's
well, he was
never, you know, the whistle never blows out there. You play the thing until you know it's gone.
Yeah. He was having a tough time with the wall about that time. There were 4 or 5 balls that were hit within a 2-week span right up against the wall that he had a tough time gauging. But since then, he got all that worked out and has played exceptionally well out there.
Slow ball. I talked to Willie Harris about that scoreboard the other day. There is a fence in front of that. It's not as hard as a cyclone fence, but there's a little give to it. And then when you run into that thing, Willie told me, after that little give, Ray, when you hit the actual scoreboard, it's like a brick wall. And we've seen him go up against that thing. Niger, it is not an easy barrier against to catch a ball. That one's in there, 3-2. These field level scoreboards started making a comeback with the new ballparks in the 90s. Didn't see these at all in the cookie cutter stadiums before that.
Yeah, I like them. I wish that there was some way architecturally to offset them or inset them so that they would be back in there and there's some type of enough give to the fence.
Desmond takes care of Hayward. Danny Espinoza will lead off. He's had a base hit in 2 trips today. Nats still on top. Abroad. Our DynCorp troop recognition on a Sunday afternoon, and everybody applauding for them the last half inning. Rick Ankiel makes it a closer ball game. 2-1 Nats. Levon pitching well. Washington coming up top of the order. Bottom of the 5th inning. Gosh, I just mentioned some Ray Knight cards. I got a Houston Astros card here. Nice hair. A slim and trim Ray Knight, and then, of course, the Cincinnati Red. You look a lot like Johnny Bench on that show.
I do. That was my rookie card.
Yeah, okay. How much would that be worth these days?
About 50 cents.
All right. I don't have a pocket. Hey, how about Levon today? One mistake, solo home run, pretty much vintage Hernandez.
Vintage Hernandez, changing speeds, locating extremely well, running that fastball back. A little more movement today on his fastball than he's had his last 3 or 4 outings. Curveball very slow at 64, 63 miles an hour. And, hey, listen, when he's throwing to those corners, he's very difficult to do anything with as far as putting together big bunches of runs.
Espinosa base hit left field side last time. Called on strikes back in the first, and they continue to work him outside 2-0.
I like the fact that he expanded his strike zone that way. Got that base hit to left field on a pitch that was at least a ball off the plate. He hasn't been able to reach that ball. The ball works itself back to the middle of the plate.
I love this, the wording on some of these old baseball cards. Ray Knight is a bear down player, it says. I know the coaches say bear down, which of course today would be concentrate. Espinosa drives it left side. I noticed you got a cup of coffee with the Reds in '74 for 11 at bats, and then it took 3 years for you to get back.
Well, they moved Pete Rose to third. Once they moved Pete to third, John Vukovic got sent down about that time, and he says, Ray, you might as well go ahead and buy you a house here in Indianapolis. And I said, why is that? And he said, Pete got moved to third today. That's when they moved George Foster to left field, and really the Big Red Machine, as we know it, or as I know it.
There's Mike Dunn for the second time today. Kyle Farnsworth, the right-hander, joins him. Pitch count's getting up there for the young rookie. 87 pitches right now. Working to the leadoff man in the 5th. Espinosa drives it to the gap. And Danny's 2 for 3. Well, Ray, you talked about it. They've been pounding him away, and now he's taking the ball over there.
Well, the good ones are making adjustments, Bob, and it takes a while. You can't do it overnight. He came into the league smoking. They didn't know him. They threw him a lot of fastballs middle in, and then he started striking out on the ball up and away. You mentioned it yourself. It seemed like every time that he would strike out, it would be on a pitch out away from him. Today, 2 balls out away from him, and he's laced both of them to left field. So it's a part of the adjustment as a young player. The good ones do it. The other ones fall to the wayside.
He's gone from 224 to 241 with a couple of hits today. Nigel Morgan's had a perfect day. Walk, run, and then an RBI single. Nationals with their 5th base hit there. Beachy had retired 7 straight.
Prado just right down the throat of Desmond, of Niger. He is right there. He's a good 20 feet in front of the bag. And when he finishes walking, he's about 60 feet.
Niger bunts anyway. They say base runners are arrogant. Sometimes bunters are as well. Play in, I'll still get you.
Yeah, and you get to throwing that ball around, anything can happen. And he's such a good bunter that he can bunt that ball softly down that line. I don't know he's going to get a base hit, but he's going to get a bang-bang play at first base, and anything can happen over there when you have all those things intersecting.
Well, wouldn't you love to see a ball up the right center field gap to see how fast and how far these two might run? They are really playing him over to the left, as we mentioned, back in the first inning.
They're just going the opposite with Niger. They're trying to pitch him inside because they're not worried too much about him hitting the ball out of the park. Espinosa's proven already that he has some juice. See if he goes back in there, if he chooses to go away. No, he wants to go inside with him. Middle of the plate, actually.
Looks like they want the pitch up. Runner going, swing and a miss. And Espinosa is out. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. From our vantage point, when we can see the catcher's mitt out in front of the helmet, they want the pitch up, and that's what Beachy did. And even though the throw skipped, a very good play out there.
Yeah, and Danny makes a mistake. He doesn't need to glance in there and look at the hitter. And that's a straight steal. It's not a hit and run with 2 strikes. And there's no way that you can run as fast when you glance in as you are just focusing on second base. Did you see him glance in there, Bob?
Yep. So the Braves, 2 unconventional double plays today, and really the Nats 1 as well. Bases empty, 2 outs, and here's Desmond.
Now that can also be, though, where you're just running 3 and 2, and it's not the demand steal. You are running 3 and 2, but you're not stealing the base. That's make sure that he pitches. And that may have been why Danny glanced in there, because he knew that he wasn't getting a jump to steal a base. He was depending on the hitter making contact 3 and 2 or it being a ball.
0-2 to Desmond. And Ian's going to be out on a called strike out on the corner. So Brandon Beachy dramatically turns his day around. 2 runs in 5 innings after the Nats had him on the ropes. He flew over the Capitol in his honor. What a wonderful gift that was. 2-1 ball game, top of the 6th coming up. Trivia. Which manager replaced Bobby Cox after his first stint with the Braves?
Russ Nixon.
Gosh, I'm talking about the flags in the Capitol, and you drop a Nixon on me. Pudge over to look, over to reach, and he can't quite get there.
Well, I do know.
Up by Prado.
You know, I do know that Bobby replaced Russ Nixon when he came back. So,
and he wasn't gone to Toronto that long.
No.
He actually went to Toronto for 4 years, 82 through 85. And his numbers with the Braves: 15 consecutive winning seasons. One point, put him right there with Earl Weaver and Al Lopez. Sparky, Joe McCarthy, Joe Torre have done that.
Well, Joe Torre was managing that ball club in '79.
And by the way, Torre has the most postseason wins, 76. Bobby 66. La Russa 59. Casey Stengel 37. Sparky and Lasorda to follow, but some of those managers didn't have the luxury of playoffs back then. I mean, Casey Stengel, 37. Those are all World Series games. Levon with a breaking ball outside to Prado. Got him looking on a pitch like that 2 innings ago. Bobby, number 4 all time, behind Connie Mack, Joe McGraw, and Tony La Russa. John McGraw. And a base hit beyond the reach of Espinosa. The Braves have the tying run on here in the 6th inning. Not a lot on the box score today. Their only RBI, Rick Ankiel's homer, leading off the 5th inning out of that number 8 spot. But Martin Prado now has 183 hits. Here's Brian McCann. He's had 2 good at-bats today, lined out hard to Dunn, and then a base hit up the middle. Got the corner on 2-0. And a super slow one misses on a 2-ball, 1-strike count. He's trying everything he can to get McCann out today.
He is the toughest out in this lineup. Prado having the better numbers, but against right-handed pitchers, it's tough to get him out. Boy, he just battles you, doesn't he?
Well, he's a great clutch hitter. Remember I mentioned all those game-winning RBIs, 52 of them in his first 5 seasons.
295, he goes up every time he goes through the batting order.
Will they start Prado? Medium lead. He is going. Ball 4. Livan Hernandez with his 2nd walk of the day. Phillies are coming to town, and the way it looks, well, we'll just wait and see when a clincher might take place. Tomorrow night, Lannon, Halladay, Marquis, Oswalt Tuesday, Detweiler, Blanton Wednesday, day off Thursday, then we'll finish the season in New York. Just as I was about to say, didn't look like there would be a clincher in Philadelphia today. The Phillies just got 3 runs, and they're back in that game with the Mets. 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Chase Utley, his 16th home run. The Braves have to lose to the Nats, and the Phillies have to win for the Phils to clinch in their ballpark today. There's left-hander Doug Slayton for the Nats. Levon's in the mid-80s on his pitch count. Freddie Freeman, a strikeout and a ground ball. This guy was leading the International League in a couple of categories, 2nd in 4 other categories, and was the league's Rookie of the Year this year at AAA Gwinnett. He got jammed. Pop up. Here comes Bernardina. They're in plenty of time to make the catch for a very important first out, not advancing the runners. Now Miguel Batista has joined Doug Slayton.
And Bobby not choosing to bunt, even though we're in the 6th inning. Those trends have really changed over the years.
Well, you know, and if that was Derek Lee, he wouldn't be bunting, but that's a rookie hitter, Freddie Freeman, seeing Livan Hernandez for the first time. So he went with the kid and he popped up. Here's Alex Gonzalez. And a bouncer. Gonzalez, the other Gonzalez. How about a double play? 5-3, and the Braves are gone in the top of the 6th inning. Finally, somebody turns a conventional ground ball double play today. Tickets for next year free. Go to nationals.com/2011 or call 202-675-NATS for all your ticket information. Nationals 2, Braves 1 after 5.5. Livan Hernandez gets a big double play. It'll be Mike Dunn into the ball game to pitch against Adam Dunn again. Nationals box score. RBIs from Michael Morse in the first, Niger Morgan in the second. Danny Espinosa has a pair of hits, but 9 Nats struck out against Brandon Beachy today. He pitches a very respectable 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits. Walked 3, struck out those 9. Breaking ball for a strike from the lefty. Dunn faced Dunn in the 6th inning. On Friday night, Adam hit a 2-run single against him.
Hit a tough pitch, down and away, fastball. With the infield pulled, hit a rocket right through the infield, driving in 2 runs to add to the couple runs that he'd driven in earlier on the 2 home runs.
And a 5 RBI night for Adam, getting him up over 100 again. Six of his last 7 years with 100 RBIs or more. Fastball up. And that's a called strike on a fastball. The guy doesn't throw that hard, high 80s, but he had movement on it.
Kinetic on the pitch track, and Adam just looked like he must be looking for a breaking ball here. That ball right top of the strike zone. No doubt that it's a strike. Maybe he saw it up, but it was a strike, belled high.
Kinetic North America providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. With the pitch track, and here's Morse 1 for 2 with an RBI single.
And Bob, I think I'm going to change my answer on the trivia. And the reason is, I know Russ Nixon was replaced by Bobby Cox when Bobby Cox came back, and he came down from the general manager's office and replaced Russ Nixon. I was playing during that era, and I remember Bob Gibson in the dugout, so I'm going to have to say...
Can I make a guess, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or right?
Yeah.
Was it Jimmy Williams?
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I think,
okay.
Yeah, I think it's Joe Torre.
Ah. That'd be good. And I remember Joe did have Gibson as his pitching coach.
And I just going back remembering the players there: Bob Horner, Murphy, Hubbard, Ramirez, and just I think Joe Torre he took over when Bobby left and went to Toronto.
And as the sun comes out, the national strikeout for the 11th time today. Who replaced Bobby as he went to Toronto? Nice.
Yeah,
well done, Ray.
Thank you, man.
You know, and that was before Joe became a genius.
It was. He actually went to St. Louis after that, and they booed him out of town.
Well, and the Mets before that, and he went to the Yankees and had good players, and then Joe became one of the best managers in baseball. And Joe's the kind of guy who would tell you he probably didn't do many things differently in the Bronx than he did anywhere else. He had the horses. Bernardina's a greyhound. Close at first, but he's out. 7th inning coming up. Quite a ball game here. 5 hits each team. 2-1 Nats.
A score of 2-1 as we move to the top of the inning. Now, Willie Harris played for Bobby in 2007, and he told me there's a lot he's going to miss once Bobby steps down.
He's one of those guys that you're somewhat, when you first around him, you don't know what to say. You're kind of afraid, and once you say hi to him, it just breaks the ice. He lightens up a room, and he makes you feel so comfortable. He makes you believe in yourself, and he never lets you get down on yourself.
There is so much respect for that man right there, Jim Riddleman, saying that he did such a great job of setting high standards for his players. Not a lot of rules, a lot of respect.
Yeah, be on time. Get your work done. But if you get in Bobby Cox's doghouse, you're not around very long. There was a former national who got in that doghouse, Robert Fick. Gone shortly thereafter. The Braves do not tolerate anything that deviates from their standards. That ball is ripped into the corner off the bat of Melky Cabrera. And it's the bottom of the order hurting Levon right now. A leadoff double with Ankiel coming up, and he homered last time. Top of the 7th underway. Tying runs at second base.
Well, you remember the line drive that he hit to right to left field. Now he comes back and goes inside with him, trying to alter that pattern, and he, thinking right with him, pulls the ball into that corner. His last at bat with runners only at a line shot to Bernardina, but he had him played correctly. Ankiel's home run today was actually the second home run in 9 at-bats against Levo.
Things are happening now. Left-handed batter on deck, and Sean Burnett is warming. Last inning, the Braves had men at first and second, nobody out, could not advance them. Now they have a runner at second, representing the tying run again. And that's Eric Hinsky, who has power.
Well, that could change if Ankiel walks. I don't know that he will use Hinsky to bunt. You would think here in the 7th inning he would try to bunt the guys over this late. Certainly didn't do it last inning.
And of course,
and Hinsky will be placing a left-hander, and then they will end up pinch hitting for Hinsky, whomever they decide to hit over there. They've got Glaus,
Matt
Diaz,
Derek Lee.
So Bobby looking for the matchup that he wants.
Here come the shadows creeping into the batter's box. 2-1 to Ankiel. Rips it, fair ball, tie game. And Rick Ankiel's going to have another extra base hit. 2-2 game here in the 7th inning.
Ankiel now 5 for 11 against Hernandez as he tries to come in there again with a fastball. Doesn't get it in. Ankiel hits the ball hard past Adam at first base.
Levon is done, giving up his 7th hit of the day. He'll walk a couple, strike out 3. Levon will pitch 6 innings for the 25th time this year. Willie Harris is heading to the outfield for Michael Morse. Well, we'll see if Levon gets another start in New York next weekend, based on how much they want to take a look at young pitchers. He walks off slowly in disappointment. Nice hand from the crowd. It's a 2-2 game, and the lead runs on for Atlanta here in the 7th inning. could be the losing pitcher if they get that run to score. Willie Harris will bat ninth and play right field on a double switch. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals. Sean Burnett into the ballgame, by the way, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. A lot of ball games. Second only to Clippard's 75 on the year. So Matt Diaz will bat for Hinsky, who is hitting for Mike Dunn. And Burnett has Diaz late, 0-2 now. Top of the order, Omar Infante coming up next.
The last ball that Ankiel hit, Adam was playing about 3 or 4 steps farther back, but there's no reason for him to be that shallow. I mean, it just opens up so much ground. He needs to be all the way back, almost on the grass. We talked about it last week. I mean, this kid is not going to bunt. And you just limit your range so much when you play that close in there. Somebody in that dugout ought to be telling him to back up.
And Sean Burnett gets another right-handed hitter.
I guess.
It's amazing how good he's been against right-handers. 195, the league hitting against him right-handed coming into that at-bat. Top of the order, here's another one in Omar Infante. Wow, impressive. Came in batting .329. Only 2 for 11 in the series. The Nats have really done a good job of pitching the top of the Atlanta lineup. Hayward is 1 for 11. So these top 2 hitters, 3 for 22. And a great block by Pudge. And he was coming up out of his crouch, moving to his right, desperately seeking to keep that runner from moving over to third base.
Well, he throws the big breaking ball, and you see that hard kick back the opposite way due to the rotation. And again, Pudge is doing a great job with that quickness laterally.
The Nats doing a good job with runners in scoring position today. Nigel Morgan, one of those with an RBI single. Michael Morse the inning before. Braves have tied it here in the 7th. Lead runs at second with 1 out. And Burnett has Infante reaching, striking out another right-handed hitter. Now this will be interesting. Jason Hayward can't bring a right-hander in to face this guy.
He goes away with that hard sinker, and it just keeps running away from him. Two-seamer. meaning the ball is going to sink and run away from the right-handed hitter, and it does. Down and away. Great spot.
Hayward has walked. He's 0 for 2 today. And as mentioned, 1 for 11 in the series.
Burnett's out pitch against the left-handed hitters have been more of the breaking balls. He is so devastating against the right-handed hitters with the sinker away from them, but he doesn't seem to throw that ball into left-handed hitters as much. And then when he does, he misses with it. Left-handers can see it better, it's closer to them. Right-handers just have a tendency to pull off that ball. I think that primarily is the reason why he has not been quite as successful against left-handers as with right-handers.
Broken bat. Adam Dunn to Burnett. They play it perfectly. And the game will be tied going into the 7th inning stretch. Atlanta has stranded 6. It's a 2-2 ball game. Today's game brought to you by the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Washington area Hyundai dealers today. Well, we had the U.S. Navy band before the ball game. And God Bless America will be from the Navy as well.
Please join us as we honor our great country with a performance of God Bless America. Ladies and gentlemen, musician first class Shanna Sullivan, United States Navy Band.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
On the year, Washington leads the season series 9-8. That's not the case with the Phillies. The Nats are 5-10 against them. Roy Halladay was here on opening day, and he's one of 3 pitchers in baseball. Sabathia, Wainwright, the others with 20 wins. 2.53 ERA, one of the best there is. John Lannon, in his career against the Phillies, he's 0-7 with just over a 6 ERA. Time for John to get that first W. We'll get you going at 6:30 with Nats Extra. tomorrow evening. Well, it appears to be a one-sided matchup. Not because of John, just because the way the Phillies have handled the Nats. But the Nationals have battled the Phillies 3-3 in this ballpark. Right-hander Kyle Farnsworth will take over here, 34-year-old right-hander. Bottom of the 7th, Rodriguez, Gonzalez, and then Willie Harris.
Just one thought about Levo. 10-12 for the season probably will be what he finishes up. 10 no decisions, Bob. And no decisions generally come when you pitch well enough to get you into that 6th or 7th inning with a tie game. Offense not doing a lot for you. So just because he's 2 games under 500 really doesn't show what he's meant to this ball club this year.
Well, his ERA coming in, Ray, 3.75, and it went down today.
Best earned run average that he's had in the last 5 years.
If you're wondering, Levo's career ERA coming into today, 4.40. So here's Pudge Rodriguez, 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. Farnsworth gave up a run to the Nats in the 7th inning on a Willie Harris inside the park homer. Friday night, and Willie will bat in this inning. Off the end of the bat, and that'll be out of play to the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They've moved into the top of the 7th at Philadelphia. The Mets still lead the Phillies 5-3. There's Willie, who I loved his quote when he told Debbie Taylor after the game he got around third base and the piano jumped on his back.
We could see him bogging down a little bit.
That is a long sprint when you're changing directions. I mean, you know, the greatest runners in the world go, what, 100 yards, 100 meters or so? That's a 120-yard dash with 3 left turns. And then you're eluding a catcher with a slide at the end of it.
Oh, they used to wear us out in spring training, running the bases and having to make that trip about 3 times at the back end of the day in spring training. You would go home to first, and then everybody would run it, and then they'd go first to third, then you would tag up at third and come home, then home to second.
And Pudge will pop this one up over to the left side for Martin Prado.
And then
Willie's not up yet, but it's so much fun. Let's look at it now. He's on deck. Nate McLeod, the center fielder.
And actually, Hayward got to that ball as opposed to Diaz. I was a little bit surprised. Hayward coming all the way from right field to retrieve that ball instead of Diaz from left. Happy camper right there.
There's Alberto Gonzalez. And Alberto's had a good weekend. 4 hits and 10 at-bats. When does he ever get 10 at-bats in 3 days? And to the right side for Omar Infante. Wednesday's the last home game of the season. Nats and Phillies, first 20,000 fans will receive a knit beanie that will keep you warm all year long and all winter long. Visit nationals.com/tickets, 888-632-NATS to get your tickets today. Here's Willie. Wow. Yeah, Willie took Farnsworth deep in Atlanta earlier this year on a Thursday afternoon when the Nats, back in August, won that series. They won their last... Well, maybe that was a salvage operation. We'll have to look that up. I know they won their most recent series in Atlanta. Yeah, that was a salvage game on a Thursday when Willie hit that home run. But the Nats have played the Braves well all season. 3-0. Yeah, and we were covering the bases with the man from Cairo, Georgia that day. He was swinging on 3-0, huh? He will be aboard with 2 outs. Fourth walk issued by the Braves to the Nats today. And a big spot for Danny Espinosa. Multi-hit game for him today. And Ray, he's taking the ball the other way.
Yeah, the ball's way outside, and he's getting the ball right here on the outside part of the plate. I mean, that is actually 6-7 inches away, hitting the ball the other. Same thing there. Ball is right on the black away, driving to the left center field, and that's where he's been pitching it. They've been pitching him. He hasn't been able to get out there with his bat to cover it. Today, he's made the adjustment and has done so.
Willie Harris 4 for 6 stealing bases.
This is where you put emphasis on trying to get to second base. Work as much as you can to get as big a lead as you can. See as many pitches as the hitter will allow you to, and then try to get to second base, because this is part of the ball game that one base hit, stolen base and a base hit means, you know, a very strong possibility of a victory. Willie has not run as much this year, but very capable of stealing bases. Very good at working his lead over there. Take what you call a one-way lead, get off as far as you can. Hope that he throws over. He wasn't even off the bag there. Hope that he throws over and you see his best move, and then in your mind decide whether or not that move can get you if you inch off another 4 or 5 inches to get your maximum lead. He's still not even at the cut, barely at the cut now.
He's running, swinging a miss on a pitch up, and Harris is in there.
There you go.
Willie Harris with his 5th of the year. Now Danny Espinosa has to change his approach. He took a high swing here to sort of protect that runner. Not even close, and Espinosa has a count of 0-2 now.
Good pitch to throw on, too. Ball out of the way. All you have to do is shift your feet, and Willie's gone. I mean, he's by that thing 6-7 feet. Great jump. Great read from a very intelligent base runner. Now, Danny just has to continue that thought away and then fight the ball off if it's inside. You don't have to hit the pitch if it's inside. Just foul it off. But there's no way to hit the pitch away if you're looking in. There's just no way. You can't cover it.
Cloud cover now late in the afternoon. Maybe a little bit easier to spot a guy like Farnsworth, who throws extremely hard. They've had changing conditions all day. Lighting pretty good and flat for the hitters right now.
Yeah, yesterday it was about as tough as you can get.
That's close, 2-2. Wow.
Well, I like that take, and it also allows you, and you will learn when you're thinking left field or over shortstop line drive, that the breaking ball will kind of just sit there for you because it's 10, 12 miles an hour slower and it'll take you away from swinging at those bad breaking balls. There you go.
3-2.
No question. He's starting to take more pitches, tougher type pitches. He would be well into that pitch 2 weeks ago. But really the first time that I've seen that adjustment, which we've looked for so hard, where he's coming that ball away, Bobby. And with first base open here, Farnsworth with a young hitter, I still think he's probably going to try to trick him with something, either run the fastball off the plate again or throw the breaking ball. He's got Niger there. He's not afraid to face him. See? Yep.
Wow.
He's not going to deal with him.
2 on, 2 out, both with walks. And a big spot for Niger Morgan.
Hard slider right off his kneecap, just barely missed him. That's the body control. I mean, that would have hit me in the kneecap, you in the kneecap. We wouldn't even moved. Guys are quick. Bobby going to make a change, looks like.
2 walks, 2 strikeouts. That inning's kind of the microcosm of Farnsworth's career. He intrigued the Cubs for years as a possible closer, but he often walks guys, and he gets himself in trouble. It's like Johnny Venters. To you by your local Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. This will be a tough matchup for Niger Morgan. Johnny Venters throws really hard, has a good sharp breaking ball to go with it. And he throws him a changeup. I didn't know Johnny Venters threw 3 pitches out of the bullpen. Change up to a left-hander.
Either that or the breaking ball that just didn't do anything. I'd be shocked if he threw a changeup just like you.
2-0. 2-2 ball game, bottom of the 7th. Nats led early. Braves single runs in the 5th and the top of this inning. That is low, ball 3. And with Desmond up next, possibility of a 1-batter appearance here.
Nobody I'd rather see up in this situation if Niger can reach. Ian driving a lot of base hits in crucial situations.
And right now the Braves don't have anybody in the bullpen. That's a 4-pitch walk. All on walks. The bases are loaded. .04 in our nation's capital. Bottom of the 7th inning. And Ian Desmond will bat against a left-hander with runners on every base. Bob Carpenter, Ray Knight, Debbie Taylor, Masson HD. Final game of the year between these two clubs. The Nationals are assured of a split at worst, but wouldn't they love to win the season series against Atlanta?
And Ian just needs to look in one spot. He's throwing 4 straight balls. Don't get too anxious. That a boy.
And don't swing at the first pitch after a walk.
That a boy.
Willie Harris at third. Danny Espinosa at second, and Niger Morgan at first. 3 of the Nationals' fastest runners. Well, this is getting interesting. 2-0.
That's showing some maturity right there. As did Espinosa. These guys are going to figure it out. They are, Bob. I tell you, Espinosa, Desmond.
Big pitch. He was swinging on 2-0.
Yeah. Got to get a better ball than that. That's the youth. That's the youth in him. Gets the 2-0. Swings at a ball that's way down. Not even
that
close.
Would have easily been 3-0.
Yeah.
Up the middle, base hit. Here comes 2. The Nationals lead 4-2 as Ian Desmond hurts the Braves again. He's done it all year long.
Sweet. Well, he didn't get this one down. Right down the middle. Ian hits it back up the middle where he's gone so often. Front foot down, hands back. Nice weight shift, head on the ball. Hits it on top of the baseball, but hard enough with the barrel to get it through there with that nice overspin. 2 big RBIs.
Ian Desmond has driven in 64 runs as a rookie. And the Nats have taken a 2-run lead here in the 7th with Adam Dunn coming up. Well, Venters really hurt the Braves when he walked Niger Morgan. You have a hitter, Ray, with no power, and you walk him in this situation without really threatening the count at all.
Yeah, you and I were talking, just talking baseball like we always do, and said, hey, if we had Willingham here, Jim would probably counter and bring Willingham in here to face Venters, and Niger goes up there and puts on a great at bat.
Here's Adam Dunn, a walk and 2 strikeouts today. Those runs both charged to Kyle Farnsworth.
I mean, you walk 3 guys in an inning after 2 outs.
Willie Harris has been used. We don't list Ryan Zimmerman as available right now. Kyle Farnsworth and Johnny Venters are nowhere near the plate with these counts.
How about Ian Desmond? Time and time again this year, crucial situations, 2 outs, clutch hit after clutch hit.
And there's an experienced hitter taking on 2-0 Adam Dunn.
He's doing the curveball. Did you see that? 85-mile-an-hour curveball, 2-0. Why not? You can't get your fastball over. Try something, get a little bit of feel.
Adam takes that one, 3-1.
Kevin Minch. Skip making the double switch so that Burnett could possibly go 2 innings, but you can bet if the bases are loaded, he's going to try to add on with a pinch hitter.
3-2, runners on the move here. Adam Dunn strikes out on an off-speed pitch. The Nats pick up 2. Ian Desmond continues his clutch hitting, driving at Harris and Espinosa. Those guys are speedy on the bases, no trouble scoring.
Away today, and Sean Burnett, it is very fitting, got the award, and I talked to him after he was surprised in the clubhouse today.
Probably the scrubbing bubbles. You know, I put in a lot of hard work and sweat, and it's been a lot of hot Sundays out there that we sweat through it. But no, it's a good time, and you know, we try and get it done in the first inning so we can watch the rest of the game. But like I said, you know, it's just pretty neat for us. We get a good kick out of it. The fans do, and I know the security guards and the paramedics love it too because they get clean shoes out of it too.
The award actually is given to the pitcher who cleans the shoes on a Sunday and then that week records the most wins. So they start from the oldest, go down to the youngest, and very fitting and appropriate that Sean is the 2010 Shoe Shine Sunday Award winner. They say his shoes get so shiny that you can actually see your reflection in them, Bob.
Well, if Ray and I had known that, we would have dropped ours down there this morning. Some clubhouse rituals. Adam Kennedy replaces Adam Dunn straight up to play first base here in the 8th inning. Martin Prado, third consecutive at-bat that he leads off an inning. He's 2 for 3 today, and Sean Burnett falls behind him 3-1. Ironically, by Adam Dunn making an out, it enables Sean Burnett to stay in the game because the pitcher spot was due up next. Three-two pitch. Threw him a strike. Got a fly ball to left. Roger Bernardina right there for the first out. Harrison right, Bernardina in left. And a reminder, The Social Network in theaters Friday. By the way, before we let the day slip away, have to wish Mark Lerner a happy birthday. And Ray, we can't say what number because as of today he's older than us.
Yeah, but we're really close.
Brian McCann 1 for 2 with a walk.
Let's just say we all three were tied until his birthday. Mine will be coming in a couple of months.
Yep. I'm way after you guys. Derek Lee next for Freddie Freeman. Burnett trying to make quick work of McCann, who's had long counts all day.
Burnett and Tyler Clippard battling for the most appearances out of the bullpen. 71st appearance for Burnett. Clippard, 75. A little difference in innings, though. Clippard, 87 innings. Burnett, 57. Just really over the last month and a half has Burnett been going more than one inning. Clippard from the very get-go. Skip would use him for a couple innings at a time.
On a 2-2 pitch. Knocked down by Espinosa. Plenty of time. Never panicked. 2 outs. Tyler Clippard and Joel Peralta. And Derek Lee for Freddie Freeman here. Derek Lee has made 2 pinch hitting appearances all year. 1 for the Cubs, 1 for the Braves. 0 for 2. Lee was 1 for 4 with a base hit Friday night. 1 for 2 with an RBI double yesterday. 2 walks. And Burnett gets back even. Then he goes off speed, drops a low 80s changeup out there. 2 balls and a strike. Nats lead 4-2. Top of the 8th. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Well, about to go to the bottom of the 8th at Philadelphia, where the Mets still lead the Phillies. 5-3 that score. And a payoff with 2 outs. He got him on the inside corner. Derek Lee doesn't like the call. That side of the plate has been the strike side all day. And Burnett gets a scoreless 8th.
Desmond, 2 outs, bases loaded, single through the box. Bottom of the 7th, the score was tied 2-2. 2 RBIs. Nationals go ahead 4-2. And Bob mentioned 64th RBI of the season for Ian. Mr. Clutch.
Derek Lee stays in the ball game to play first base for the Braves. And their new pitcher will be 22-year-old right-hander Craig Kimbrell. Pitched a scoreless 8th yesterday. Walking Morris, striking out Gonzalez. And he will face Justin Maxwell to hit for the pitcher here in the 8th inning. Nats didn't have another left-handed bat to pinch hit here, as Harrison Kennedy are already in the game. And Maxwell takes a breaking ball, 1-1. That's a nasty breaking ball. Bernardino Rodriguez to follow here in the 8th inning. Drew Storen is warming up for the Nats. Fastball up, and Maxwell overmatched for the first out here. Bernardino is 0 for 3 with 3 ground balls. There's Drew. He's thrown plenty of pitches. He's just doing enough to stay ready. He'll get 8 when he comes in. And by the way, 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Braves in the 9th. Gonzalez, Cabrera, and Keel. And of course, the Nats have objectives here as well, other than spoiling Atlanta's party. If the Nats can win their 67th of the year today, they'd have to find a way to grab 3 wins in the last 6 to make it to 70. That would be progress indeed. 2-1.
The Nationals have struck out 13 times today, but also delivered 3 2-out base hits. Morse, Niger, and the one you just saw from Desmond. So clutch hitting from the Nationals.
That's a welcome base runner with 1 out here in the 8th. And a base runner with speed. Boy, a lot of walks and strikeouts today. Don't forget about MLB.com at Bat 2010. Follow the Nats and baseball on your smartphone. Live, play-by-play, box scores, video highlights, game day audio. Go to Nationals.com and you can find it all on MLB at Bat.
That's right, Bob. 7th free pass for the Nationals this
wow
ball game. That's a lot.
A lot of non-contact today. You mentioned the strikeouts. The Nats have 2 hits since the 2nd inning, and they're ahead 4-2. Bernardino this year, 16 of 18 stealing. And Pudge Rodriguez likes to shoot the ball to right field. Right now, there's 80 feet of space between Derek Lee and Omar Infante because they're holding Roger. He started, then stopped.
Pudge acted like he was taking a shot that way, didn't he?
He did. That was a tardy on-purpose swing. There it is. Bernardino might turn and go. He is going to stop. as Jason Hayward bounces one in. And the Nats, first and second, one out. Boy, Roger got a great jump. I thought he was going to try it.
I did too, and it would have been close.
Next up, Alberto Gonzalez.
Well, you want to see a sweet inside-out stroke. Fastball inside, made up his mind that he was going to go through that hole you talked about, Bob, but Hayward charged that ball exceptionally well, and that is what usually stops that runner from going to third. If that right fielder can take up that much ground, third base coach throws up that stop sign.
Here's Gonzalez. Alberto 1 for 3 today. 4 hits, 11 at bats in the series. He's hitting over 300 at home this year.
Gonzalez has played 106 games, just has 159 at bats. So he's been used in a lot of positions for defense, pinch hitting, but hasn't had that many opportunities to really fine-tune his stroke, even though he's hitting a very respectable 270.
He has 4 RBIs all year. They're around to the right in the outfield. A lot of room left field line and left center. Infield, double play depth. 2-0 pitch. Boy, every Atlanta reliever going back to Farnsworth going 2-0 on lots of hitters. They paid the price with 3 walks in the 7th. It only took 1 base hit to drive in 2 runs.
Roger McDowell, their pitching coach, hates that, and you know, after all those years of great control artist for the Braves, that Bobby Cox can't stand it.
2-2 to Gonzalez. And a nasty breaking ball has him reaching. 2 outs. Down to the number 9 spot. Here's Willie Harris. Of interest to the Braves, Freddie Sanchez has hit just his 7th home run of the year at Colorado. And the Giants in the 5th inning lead the Rockies 3-0. Cincinnati just scored in the 1st on a Joey Votto homer at San Diego, his 37th.
Well, these Braves, they're running out of time.
Well, that's the thing about the wild card race, Ray. You got to win almost every day, because there's very seldom a day when everybody in front of you are right there with you loses. Somebody always seems to be on the winning side. And they're competing with 3 different teams from one division out west. Willie walked, stole second, scored last inning. That ball slammed right off of McCann's equipment. So right now the Padres trailing at home and the Giants leading at Colorado. Rockies are running out of time because of a 4-game losing streak they halted yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to pass 3 teams.
Yeah.
But those 3 teams, Atlanta, San Diego, and San Francisco, are all basically deadlocked.
And Willie Harris with a fly ball to left for Melky Cabrera near the line. The Nats are gone in the 8th. Here we go. Drew Storen. Let's forget about last Sunday and get it done this Sunday. Storen, the Nats lead by a count of 4-2. Sean Burnett, 2 fantastic scoreless innings.
Continuing a trend that the Nationals bullpen has started some time ago, striking out Diaz, Infante, and Freeman. 2 innings, no hits, 3 strikeouts. Freeman takes the lead hitting for Freeman.
And the Nats will now put Justin Maxwell in right field. And that means Drew Storen is batting in the number 9 spot. So the Nats have a fantastic defensive alignment out there for Storen, who has saved 4 ball games this year. Alex Gonzalez leads off for the Braves. There's shadow, there's light, there's all kinds of things between the hitter and the pitcher right now. They're within the grandstand shadow, but at the top of the seating area, some more sun comes through. It might make that killer slider tough to see.
I'll say.
Now, Drew went 6 appearances in a row without giving up a run, but he's given up 5 runs his last 3 games, and of course 4 of those in the 1 game at Philadelphia last Sunday. Plenty of time to get over that, and that is a foul tip. And again, as we go back 23 days, only Brian Wilson leading the Giants bullpen better than the Nationals bullpen.
Well, the bullpen has been the absolute strength of this ball club all year long.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He got him on a foul tip. Gonzalez recognized that ball off the plate too late, and Pudge managed to hold on for the first out.
86-mile-an-hour slider, unfair. Look at this thing turn sideways, just turns a corner. He has a great one.
Phillies did not score in the bottom of the 8th, and how about this? The Mets just got 2 in the top of the 9th. It appears there won't be a party in Philadelphia today. A swing and a foul off to the left side by Melky Cabrera. So you folks planning on coming down to the ballpark Monday and Tuesday and maybe even Wednesday, get here early and bring your lungs. You may have some Phillies fans to shout down. That ball out of play to the left, strike 2.
Drew Storen, Slayton, Peralta, Clippert, Burnett, Vicinius, Batista, and Ballister all have under 250 batting averages against. And Ballister, Clippert, and Peralta have barely over 215, 214, 206, and 177.
1-2 to Cabrera. Another strikeout on a breaking ball. 2 down.
Well, just beautiful breaking ball. Doesn't matter if it's left-handed, right-handed. On the Exmo, look out, he pinches that thing right down the long seam of the horseshoe. The great rotation, the sharp bite down and under the bat barrel of Melky Cabrera. Juicing the fastball at 95. Those are hard breaking balls, buddy.
Rick
86,
Ankiel,
87.
Homer double today. Nats relievers have struck out the last 3 Atlanta hitters. And a 2-0 pitch to Rick Ankiel. That's in there. Well, the Braves beat the Nationals 10 out of 18 last year. Washington trying to return the favor here. That's another one. Crowd of 21,665 here today. Last Sunday home game of the year. And in a moment, they'll let you know how Drew Storen's doing. Out to short. Desmond. The Nats beat the Braves again. Washington beats Atlanta 6 out of 9 in this ballpark this year. Why not stand and applaud? Drew Storen, his 5th save as a big leaguer. A great weekend for the Nats over a second-place club.